don't play overly aggressive if it just doesn't work out.
Absolutely. I think that, you know, they took that timeout and then they got absolutely crushed in the last round, but that didn't really matter. Port was kind of a foregone conclusion. And now take some time in between and try to just mount the comeback. It's not easy to pull off the reverse sweep, but they always say that if you can start the reverse sweep and you can begin to get that momentum, it's much more difficult for the team that was ahead to actually hold on and then overcome and get that finally that third map right at the end. So let's see if they can mount the comeback. That's really the story here for Pacific Macta. All that work to make it into the round of 8 just to get knocked out in one best of 5 by Vincit Gaming. That would not be the story they want to leave China with. And let's see if they can actually do it, or will Vincit Gaming, the better team today so far, can they close it out right here, right now in a 3-0 in this best of 5?
Starting off this round, a lot of aggression to get that control towards A long, working their way up. But again, it is going to be a pretty big stack on this A bomb site coming out from Vincit. And yeah, Seven, as you mentioned, the GR base completely open, mid to B completely open.
I'm curious if they did their homework and will just go for a fast execute from mid to B, because if you have B side, it's really hard to retake for the GR team. So I would love to see at least 1 or 2 executes from mid to B from Macta. I mean, obviously then Vincit will also adjust the setup, but it should work for at least 1 or 2 rounds. And if you get like 4 to 5 rounds in Blacklist, it's already a decent half for you.
Well, instead, it looks like they might just push directly into Vincit Gaming's setup, as he's got the guy hopping behind the box. They should expect another one as Borazin is right there. Kaney picks up the 2K, and Kaney gets 3 and totally wipes them up here in the A tunnels and makes quick work of that push.
Yeah, it's already a tough situation now. ZYK and Revenge looking for anything they can find. It is 1 kill, at the very least, going their way onto Danimal. But Revenge, he's already down to 40.
Yeah, it's just kind of that unfortunate situation, but it's also funny to me that Revenge always seems to manage to get a pick off after the team has died in front of him, like even in the most ridiculous of ways. But it's not enough at the end of the day. Only gets the 1. And that round was extremely one-sided. I hope that Pacific Macta can figure something out coming into this one, because Kaney's on top of his game. Borazin is on top of his game. Eagles was good when they needed him. Eagles is just kind of, you know, maintaining his play. He's not popping off. Doesn't need to, because his team is playing so well.
But when it comes to long A, I feel like all teams doing the same mistake except Baisha, because Baisha just sends Xiao there. He's spotting the positioning from Kaney, and then if he sees 1 player there, then he's aware, okay, there might be even 2 more players, we just don't commit and fall back. But yeah, Macta unfortunately went for this long A aggression, which obviously didn't work out. Anyway, GDC here with the opener already on to CYK towards long B. Not a good start for the Filipino squad.
Yeah, and GDSC, I mean, already grabs himself another one. Takes down Revenge. That's usually the player getting them back into these rounds. So now Aldrin looking to lead that here, but they don't check the corner, and Danimal gets the triple kill spray down. And it's just devastation again for Pacific Macta as they go down 2-0.
Well, this is looking pretty rough. ZYK, you know, going in, spots a guy, not able to hit the shots. It's an Alm. GDSC takes him out, picks up 2, wins an Alm 1v1 against Revenge, the one guy who was showing some good play. And now in 2 rounds, Pacific Macta have 1 kill. And Vincit Gaming just shooting off into the stratosphere right now with their play. It feels like every single time they get a win, they just exponentially get stronger. Not to say that Pacific Macta are really challenging them here in this one, so it kind of goes both ways.
And look at the stats, only Revenge got a kill so far. Looks kind of scary for Pacific Macta here in this situation.
Yeah, certainly needing somebody to step up and make those plays. MVA, hoping it can be him in this one. Starts to lead this charge towards mid to B, but Danimal, He's right there on the other side of it, waiting and wanting another chance to grab those multi-kills, but he's getting a little bit anxious. Peeks into mid, MVA finds the free kill. Eagles and GDSC, the double arms traded out for a 2-1 down in mid. And Pacific, they just don't know where to turn to now. They've already had 2 go down and ZYK taken down to half HP.
Yeah, and GDSE is just so confidently poking into them with pretty much no recourse. He does kind of overextend there, maybe not expecting everybody to stay. And maybe it just to be the one, but either way, he does pick up another kill. It's another good trade. Aldrin, he's getting shot from both sides. He's just pushing into A by himself while ZYK is going into B. He's got the bomb here, and he's going to get shot down. Borson picks up a headshot. Already 3-0 in this map, and I, you know, GR favored, say what you want, but I think this is just Vincit Gaming diff at this point.
Yeah, it definitely feels like this could be over. The momentum is just so hard to slow down. You combine that with still several players on Pacific having a hard time hitting the shots in the 1v1s. And Vincit, it's no problem for them at all. GDSC and Eagles, just give them both an and you find yourself a 5-on-3 every time.
And this time around, Pacific Macta pushing to pillars. 3 members of Vincit were in mid. They left GDSC, but he was spotted by Aldrin, and so he's going to back away. GDSC knowing he can't overstay his welcome, or he's going to get a swan from probably 3 different directions. So he just gets out of there. Will hold on to the It's been working out for him so far. He and Eagles, 7 kills total. And feeling pretty good about that position. Pacific Macta, at least this time, they did not lose a couple of members early on. So that's the one difference in this 4th round.
They do have the full numbers for the execution. They're looking to go towards B at this point. They've got 2, maybe a 3rd, grouping up for mid. But Vincit, this is actually the first time they're kind of ready for a B setup. They've got 3 towards the site this time around. Eagles still has to hit the shots on these entries to try and help stall things out. And Justin gets the better of the double kill on the entry. They don't check the corner though. Borson only going to get 1 out of that situation. And finally, Pacific, they've got the setup. They've got the 4-on-2. Now they just have to hold on in the post plant.
Yeah, looking pretty good for Pacific Macta this time around. The entries from Justin pretty clean. And now 2 guys here on a crossfire. Revenge spots GDSE. Is going to get shot in the back. Or by Revenge straight up. And that's going to do it. Nicely done. They make their way on to B. And Pacific Macta have called a timeout.
That's what I want to see from Macta actually. Like, if you realize the enemy team is playing with a double arm setup, just use some good utility. Smoking off B main was a good idea, and then just pushing through the smoke. And it seems like they like Eagles got caught off guard here.
Yeah, I would love to see a little bit of a change up for Pacific coming out of this one. Maybe some quicker aggression onto mid, I feel like could work quite well for them. They almost seem like they're giving too much respect to Vincit at this point and allowing them to take these long-range fights where they're consistently finding a lot of those early advantages. Though last round, the execution was very solid towards that B bomb site. More of that would definitely be ideal for them. But if you're Vincit in this situation, you're also using this pause after that round loss to say, hey, maybe we shouldn't have let that happen. Maybe we can get this back on our side very quickly, because it is still a 3-1 game, even though Pacific looked really clean in that last round.
You can see everybody kind of pulling their weight here on the side of Vincit. It's definitely easier to do that when everything is going in your direction. But yeah, interesting pause timing. As you mentioned, Kyle can kind of use that to say, okay, they got 1 round. That wasn't okay. Let's continue with our dominance. Not back down, you know. Pacific Macta, though, maybe can use this to say, okay, well, we won this one, but you know, what went right for us? Maybe we should actually continue with that. I would like some rigidity on the strategies that work rather than the opposite, which it does feel like that's kind of been the unfortunate plan from Pacific Macta.
Now they're just going to be going for early mid control. Nothing too crazy just yet. Revenge looking for that pick onto the A bomb site. GDSC on the other side of it, just jump spotting that position on tower, but they're going to go ahead and hop out into mid. Borson, he's got to have something to say about it, but look at this pinch from Vincit. GDSC just mows them down, and now guess who it is all alone? It's Revenge again, looking for the play for his team, but with the C4 down, 1 versus 3, I don't know if it's in the cards.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. Vincit Gaming, they got an early read on what was going to happen with their aggression, and they just throw a flash out and double swing them and quickly made an end to that round.
Actually, I thought it was a smart idea taking B side here from Macta and baiting out GDSC towards A main. It seems like GDSC didn't really care and managed to get the 3K anyway. But Macta actually had the better position to get the trades. But yeah, as you can see, firepower-wise, also Vincent having a very good day, and Macta maybe not the best day. Especially again, CYK and also MVA having a hard time today.
Yeah, this is the unfortunate day where you, it's do or die. You gotta have a good day today. If you don't, you're going home. And that might just be what eventually happens. But let's see, it's not over yet. Vincit Gaming take a very convincing round there. Pacific Macta, though, you know, at least they were moving pretty fast. They cleared out the pillars. They grouped up in mid. It seemed like a nice strategy was forming. Just got kind of jumped before they could do anything. Going for kind of a similar strategy here, trying to set up in mid. But Vincit has been pretty good against this so far. GDSC with a pretty aggressive angle. He's not going to hit that one. Misses that. Misses the Colt shot. Nice entry from Justin again. This has been where they have found their success.
Kaney, though, has a really good position to play spoiler on the round. Only going to find one from it, but Borzen able to find another as well. Still, it's a 1-on-3. Pacific looking good for the round. And I don't think Eagles is going to know that Revenge is in this tower position. Revenge gets the kill. And Pacific, they've got an answer, at least for the moment. If they could maybe take this to 4 rounds total in the half, they've got a good chance to do it on the GR side. But it just seems like every time they have a good round, Vincit is right there to answer back with an equally strong one.
Yeah, well, definitely a good spot from Pacific Macta now. A couple of rounds in the last 3, able to slowly claw their way back into a playable position. And Justin has been clean on these entries. The executions have been more confident, more controlled. So let's see if they can continue with that. As trying to clear out the pillars here. And then maybe just go mid into B this time. Seems like Vincit have mixed up their defensive posture. Danimal kind of controlling from spawn. Ooh, that's a nice amount of information. He's not going to hit that shot, though. And just delay some time. He's got some help from his buddy Borzen. And Pacific Macta not going to push through here.
Yeah, once again, Vincit playing double setup, and if Macta realize that GDSC is playing sniper, they should definitely go for mid executes. As you can see, it's definitely the weak point here. Because if you play against 2 snipers in compound, you shouldn't go for entry frags, just push together. Which Macta's doing now.
A bit brutal, though, as they push in. It's a 3-for-1, but then the quick follow-up from ZYK and Aldrin finding 1 each, but it's still on to ZYK. He hasn't had a big play, and he won't here, unfortunately. Vincit, 5-2, getting more and more decisively in the lead. But is it enough? Maybe not just yet, but you put 6 on the board, I start to feel pretty good about their chances.
Yeah, and a lot of the rounds have been heavily in their favor. So, yeah, definitely liking their chances at this point in time. it feels like it's almost like Vincit Gaming know what their weaknesses are with their setup, and they're like, okay, how can we stop the obvious response from Pacific Macta? It's almost like they're one step ahead, and they're getting into position right on time to stop the pushes that they know are coming. And they're getting some good information. You know, they're looking into pillars. They say, okay, they were in pillars. Now they're rotating out. They're not going A. They're in mid. You know, like, how can we stop this? And they're just getting there right on time, just a couple of steps ahead. And it's really giving them, it's making all the difference for their GR side. They're playing this very solidly. It's been an impressive showing from Vincit Gaming so far, and they haven't really been challenged other than on that Black Widow just a bit.
It still reminds me of Black Widow this match a little bit, because it was so obvious in Black Widow that A set is the weak point for Vincent, especially long A. And here again, the only smooth run from Macta was when they pushed from mid to B. And for some reason, like, they did it once, but for some reason they just don't repeat the strategy, because I think this would work out once again.
Would be a good call here, but right now they're just kind of toying with the idea of going into this B execution. And now you can start to see the rotations coming a little bit from Vincit Gaming. They're set up, they're prepared for this push, but the bomb hasn't fully committed with them. Pacific kind of just running down the clock as they slowly shift in towards this bomb side. And here comes the initial peek. ZYK clears the close corner, but they haven't committed. And I feel like this is almost to their own detriment at this point. They've given their hand up completely, and now if they go into B, it's stacked up.
Yeah, this is, I mean, Vincit aren't getting a lot of information. Well, now they know 100%. As Revenge is going to hit that nice shot through the window. And let's see. Okay, that's, again, Justin getting in there. This time MBA helping out as well. And they get onto the site pretty cleanly. No response here from Vincit, and they're all getting cleaned up. They know where Eagles is. As ZYK trying to boost his stats. They're trying to take him down. Trying to finish this one off in a big way for the team. And it looks like they may have just done it regardless, as this is going to be very rough for Eagles 1v4 into the B site alone, and he's not even going to try for it.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Just talk about the next round, how they're going to keep this final one in their hands, because a 6-3 half here is still pretty big for Vincit Gaming to get away with, and you also make them a little bit more anxious by denying the kill on the round here. Continue to put that extra pressure onto them, but it's nice to see Pacific starting to realize their potential towards the speed bomb side. Even though they probably had a few too many players on the B tunnels side, I felt like maybe a little bit more aggression in mid would have been better there, but they also got a little bit lucky on that opening pick, I think, from Revenge.
I'm still a little bit disappointed that we don't see this fast mid execute towards B set, because once again, GR base completely open. So it seems like they didn't analyze the past matches from Vincent.
Uh-oh.
And yeah.
Where have we seen this before? Well, in round one, as, yeah, it's just, we saw this exact same setup coming in. This happened in round one. I swear we're not living in the Matrix, but sometimes it feels like we are. Aldrin just going to get cleaned up as well. Kaney's like, yeah, I might as well pick up the 4K. At this point, I can do whatever I want because they just push into me. And Vincit Gaming, once again, just going to outplay Pacific Macta on this map. 6-3 at the half. A very strong GR half.
And once again, it feels like the decision-making is really off for Macta, and it also shows how much impact you can actually have as an IGL, right? If you make the right calls, this could be easily 6-3 half for you, but now you're down 3-6. At least you're on GR side, but I still feel like Vincent having the upper hand here in this matchup.
Yeah, ZYK spots a name there through the smoke. Not gonna fully connect on the kill. Some nice damage back and forth, but nothing to hold on to just yet. Vincit Gaming, though, all they need is 4 good rounds in this half, and the victory will be theirs, and a spot in the arena as well on the line here for them. I like what they're doing, though, for Vincit Gaming. Not trying to rush it, easing into the picks. Eagles find ZYK. They've got the advantage now to work with.
Is that Shao over there? peeking into A, getting picks, getting information. I mean, the team did kind of move over there at first, but yeah, pretty nice pick-off early on here for the side of Eagles. And now they've got a bit of a split here of Vincit Gaming. The bomb is over towards the A half of the map, as Pacific Macta do have a two-man stack. That's another pick-off. Going the way of Eagles, just straight up on long. Looks like Revenge wanted to stop that from happening, but it is not going to be stopped. And now your 5v3 from Vincit Gaming can just look to group up and look for an execute.
It is going to be Justin, though, who tries to make the big play. I like the idea there. Unfortunately, not going to be quite enough to turn this round back in favor of Pacific Macta. MVA and Aldrin, the last two alive, but Vincit Gaming should have the right idea that this A bomb site is fairly open, but Borzen, he wants to take the fight anyways. He knows MVA is here, but MVA, good for a nice hold so far. 20 seconds. He knows they probably have no other option but to push this B bomb site. Aldrin, a little bit late to the party, though. That could be the opportunity, but MVA hits the shots to perfection. Where was this MVA all night long?
I felt like Vincent making it way too complicated. At the upper hand, up numbers, just regroup, push from mid to A. That's just Aldrin. But yeah, like, still a nice free PC from MVA, finally stepping up. I hope it's not too late for the Filipinos, but yeah. 6-4 in favor of Vincent.
Yeah, definitely an interesting idea. I definitely do feel like they could have grouped up as three and just gone mid and chosen a site, but instead just trying to force it in through MVA. Do you ever like hit tab and you're like, hey, MVA's not playing well, let's go towards him? Does that ever happen?
And usually this is one of the tasks for my teammates because I'm not focusing too much on the stats during the match. But yeah, shout out to my teammate Creeds, he likes to check out the stats a lot. So he usually tells me, okay, this guy having a hard time on B side, let's rush him.
Yeah. Well, feels like maybe that was, you know, like Borzen's like, no, I'm just going to go in. Like, I should be able to win this 1v1. Like, I'm playing really well. And then they just went in one by one, and MVA's like, no, I'm still good at this game. Like, I'm going to hit these shots if you give them to me, which he did. Shout out to MVA. Going to make those stats a little bit more, well, the classic caster curse coming through. GDSC with a nice entry. MVA still here, still waiting for his moment to try to defend on this one. He is going to hit that shot. Maybe getting some momentum in his favor, but he is getting pretty low, and he is getting some support from his team. Actually, a nice move forward here as they really trying to make a hard hold on this door. Let's see if it works out. The flash is just too good as they make their way in. Aldrin does pick up the 2K, but they're still able to force their way onto the site, as now Revenge is going to see that hopping guy. Will he know where the bomb is, as it is all the way back in pillars?
Oof. The nade, though, right on target. Revenge, 24 HP. And there's the perfect trade. Revenge, he had the right idea, but you can feel the energy here. They are ready to get this one done for themselves. They're so close to that finish line, but this is where I want to see what Pacific have left. They're a team that really showed us a lot throughout this tournament. They haven't been playing up to that expectation here in this match so far, but if you want to be a top-level team, this is where you've got to realize, hey, it's only 3 rounds. It's not too late. We're a good enough team to bring this one back, and I like the approach in this round already, going for the aggression into tunnels, but the push into mid off of it, this is where things can get dicey.
Things are about to potentially get pretty fiery here. Doesn't look like Vincit won to challenge into pillars at this point in time. 3 guys into the A tunnels. They've got Danimal up there in the tower. And Borzen, he might be the first point of contact here, depending on the timing of this one. Eagles just waiting. No Revenge this time, although he is pretty nearby. He's playing on the A site and could peek this if Eagles waits long enough. GDSC going to clear out all of long. And maybe they just go straight on to A. Let's see what Vincit Gaming want to do from this position.
Yeah, it's kind of up to Revenge here. If he gets one, he can stall, but Borzen catches Justin. on that tunnel peak. Now they've got the 5-on-4, and maybe they do take the risk quickly towards this A bomb site. There's no direct hold, though, on mid as well. And I think Vincit Gaming knows that. You can see the fall off in the rotation from both ZYK and MVA. They're going to gamble stack towards the A bomb site. There's nobody on B. If this is a mid to B from Vincit Gaming, it's only Revenge now who's rotated back into side at the last minute, but Danimal has to be careful. There's 2 players now in the GR spawn. Aldrin still here on the off angle, and look at the flank timing, ZYK. Perfect there to get that rotation, but Eagles is still alive with GDSC. We've seen these guys win it before. They take it down to the 2-on-2. The C4 is still down in a bit of a difficult position. But now Eagles, he knows he's got that opportunity here. Not going to connect on the shots in Pacific. They'll take the round.
Yeah, great rotation coming in from Macta. I mean, yeah, like even all in the perfect position if they commit towards bomb site B. Easily get a 2-piece there. Also great flank from CYK. It's really key on compound on GR side. You need perfect rotations if you want to defend bomb site A and bomb site B. Especially bomb site B is so difficult to retake. So you need to cut the rotations off there.
Absolutely. Well, some aggression from Pacific Macta. We didn't necessarily want to see this, as Justin is going to hit the headshot. MVA, though, will not be able to. Still here in mid is Justin. He was clean on the first, clean on the second, not going to pick up a third. GDSC does trade it back. And now 3v3 after all of that fighting in the middle of the map. It does look like things will calm down.
Yeah, Vincit Gaming still pretty good value out of that one, especially on this map. Only 3 defenders. Keeps you pretty spread thin. But Revenge in this position is what I've got my eyes on. The potential for a flank, the potential to catch them off guard. But the rotations are starting to come in his direction. Borzen spots his shoulder, and Revenge, he's caught out. ZYK is a little bit too late for the support play, and now he's forward and left alone as well, and could just get ran down here if he's not able to get out in time, but it is going to be a matter of moments before the challenge comes through. Maybe they don't get away with checking this corner, and ZYK can do something big here, but Vincit Gaming going to spot him out instantly. ZYK just kind of sneaking out of here.
And just going to sidle his way back into mid, but this is a free road onto the B site. Aldrin trying to get in position to catch this rotation. He will. The shots are clean. Hits the head. They get onto the site. Borzen has been clean so far, but he is getting run down here. Aldrin is traded. And now it's Eagles against ZYK. Eagles has been the better player so far performing today. Can he manage it here in a 1v1, pushing onto the B site? He has to get in there. The bomb is down on the floor. Not much else you can do. ZYK trying to hold, glancing behind him, but it's not the angle, and Eagles will hit the headshot with the Colt and gets the big ups from his team as well. 8-5. Vincit Gaming are 2 rounds away from moving on to the next round.
Yeah, great one click here from Eagles, but still I like the decision actually from CYK and Aldrin, just going for the fast retake, because usually when the bomb has been planted, it's really tough to retake bomb site B. But yeah, anyway, Eagles denies him and closing out the round for Vincit. 8-5 now. They just need 2 more rounds to secure a spot in the top 4.
They may very well make that happen, but they can't afford to get too overconfident just yet. Pacific holding these rounds down to the wire in an effort to stay alive on compound. Danimal as well, taking a lot of early damage from that nade stack in mid. Borzen may have spotted Justin on that peak. MVA, this nade, if it goes down, could land right on him, but instead, they go for the deep nade. GDSC might have a chance to spot him out. MVA just hanging out on this corner. Justin playing the jump spot. It's just a matter of moments before they contest here.
Trying to take everything. This isn't just your basic pillars clear out. They are seemingly going to try to trade something. Nice timing here from MVA. Hits the head. Backs out of the window. Has the utility trying to buy some time. He's got Justin nearby as well. As the shots are nearly ringing true. Borzen is trying to check this. Justin still in position. As they might just try to force this through the doors. They know there's two people here. But they're still going to go for it. Eagles is clean. Hits one. And the flash is good enough for two. But ZYK trying to hold on here with the cold. He's got 2 bullets and he runs out. And that is going to be Borzen getting in, making this 2v2 now.
Borzen as well gets out, the bomb down in mid. Danimal has the forward position in the tower, but they've only got 20 seconds to get this plant down. They've got to move extremely fast whichever way they go. Revenge, the only player in their path towards the A. Bomb site, Revenge, good for 1, but Borzen, he could do this here and now in the 1v1. Aldrin versus Borzen for a key round. Aldrin spotted as well. That's so much information for Borzen to get this plant down. He knows exactly where Aldrin's going to be coming from. Doubts it for a moment, and that moment is just enough for Aldrin to swoop in and win the 1v1.
That looked kind of confusing. I mean, he spotted Aldrin in GR base, he went for the bomb plant, but then he didn't check this heaven position. Like, I expected him to get this kill actually, because you have the better positioning if you look up towards heaven. Anyway, Aldrin still gets this kill.
Nice little highlight on the spray miss. Did clean it up with the Colt, but yeah, he was really low on bullets right after that, and he had like 2 in both guns, and yeah, just not enough in the clip. That grenade, Danimal's he's got a magnet on him right now. Unfortunately, just trying to run forward for the team, you know, taking that extra damage. ZYK is here. And VG do clear out this position for now. They got 3 guys here in the A tunnels. But this would not be prudent to actually push onto the A site right now with the setup that Pacific Macta has.
Yeah, it's definitely a high-risk play here, but they do seem like they're slowly going to be moving in for this fight. So it could be a good round for Pacific if they walk right into this one. ZYK and Revenge still have to be able to hold on to it, though. A nade stack into the corner, expecting somebody to be holding one of these angles, but now they know it's clear and maybe not the best decision to push through after you've thrown 3 nades. Assuming it's going to be stacked, they're going to fall off here. So good read from Vincent, knowing it might not be the best. Now they can work their way back into mid. They've only got a minute on a clock, but looks like the B might be the right call here.
Yeah, at least going mid to somewhere. But you see on the side of Pacific Macta, they have just locked down the sites. They have not pushed out at all. It's 3 on A, 2 on B. Revenge up in the window for if they come through long. It is going to be mid to B, it looks like. At least for now, just trying to poke on in. They're going straight into the spawn. Trying to isolate someone, trying to get Revenge, and he's going to miss that first shot. They take him out. Borzen has been so clean. GDSZ just going to get out of there as now they try to push onto the A site. Aldrin's got a nice little angle, but ZYK is the one to pick up 2. As will he get out of here? It looks like he will. And they're holding on to it, and MVA keeping this interesting. Caney has been good, but now a 1v2 for him. And he's got to go up against, yeah, it's just not going to happen. Justin able to run at him, and Pacific Macta keeping this one very close.
Yeah, I like the decision here, pushing from spawn towards A side. I think the key mistake was that they didn't send any player towards long A, because if they have one player lurking from long A, they would get this run for sure, because he could get the frag on onto CYK, who bought some time for his teammates to rotate. But usually it's a good strategy, like pushing from spawn to A side. Especially if you have the utility usage, like the Brazilians. Perfect smoke lineups towards B main, towards A main. But again, you need at least one guy lurking from long A who could trade CYK after they got the 2-piece. Then the round would be yours.
Well, for a timeout, it seems a little quiet on the side of Vincit Gaming. See there, GDSC talking to the team a bit, alongside Danimal, trying to get an idea of how to get these final 2 rounds, but this is where the pressure of the series can start to get to you. You think you're right there, ready to get it done, and then you can start to ease into a little bit of too casual of an approach, thinking you're already done and across that finish line. So I feel like for Vincent, they really need this moment to come together as a team and figure out how they want to get things done without changing anything too drastically, because these rounds are quite close. It always comes down to one player kind of spoiling the round against them. This time it was ZYK, but they still have that chance. When you look at the overall stats here, they are playing a little bit stronger still in this matchup. All they've got to do is show what they can to close it out, and they still have some solid executions behind them on this side of the map.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear that Vincit Gaming, they've been stopped a couple of times, and it might get to your head just a little bit where, you know, a couple of those have felt a little bit forced as well, where they're like, okay, we're set up here in pillars, we're going, it's happening, and it's not necessarily always the way you want to play out this compound map, so maybe try to slow things down. As you mentioned, yeah, it didn't seem like there was a lot of conversation during that timeout. I do wonder what the conversion rate after timeout to round win is. It's probably pretty high based on just our anecdotal experience, but if Vincit Gaming don't get this one, I think they might be in a little bit of trouble. Pacific Macta finally beginning to find some sort of success here from the GR side of compounds. As now Vincit Gaming, they've cleared out the pillars, they're grouping up in mid. Will it be another fast hit?
The mid to B is pretty open for the taking. Aldrin, though, swoops into mid alone. Finds the kill onto Danimal. A great start to the round for Pacific to try and get back into this one with. And you can see here, Vincent, they're not sure if they want a full commit now. Losing one of their key entry fraggers in the round. And Aldrin, he's still here on the off angle as well. I'm not sure if they're going to go ahead and take this one after all, but Aldrin, you can tell, he wants another one here. Eagles gets spotted in the tower position. Borzen still holding on to it, but I really don't like this positioning from Vincit Gaming. They have no map control anywhere else. They're kind of just bunched up here hoping to find a pick.
I mean, they got to make a move pretty quickly here. The flashes are coming out. A lot of smoke down. It's pretty obvious that they're in the middle of the map. Now, can the defense come in here from the side of Pacific Macta? Look at Aldrin. He's going to be key. Trying to hold the timing. Not great. He's going to get headshot there as he re-peeks. And now Justin trying to hold down the bottom of B. Still 25 seconds. Waiting, trying to fake a rotation towards A, but it is not going A. Or actually, maybe it goes through spawn into A, as that is going to be the actual rotation. But they've got 13 seconds. I mean, they got to go right now. As they're moving in. Revenge is not going to hit the shot. They swarm in. And from Wong, ZYK trying to stop the plant. He's not going to be able to as he gets taken out. And that is the 9th round going the way.
No, they didn't stop the
actually, it was
plant.
Pacific Macta. They actually did stop the plant throughout all the chaos.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, my God.
just came down to the time there. They didn't give themselves enough to work with, and
thought they had
even they didn't get the bomb planted. They missed it by less than half a second. That is unfortunate, but Vincent, the pressure could be getting to them a little bit here in this one, making those mistakes, not what you want to see at this point. But for Pacific, this is a second chance at life in this series. If they can take this map, it could be the beginning of the reverse sweep if they have it in them to push it the full way.
Vincit Gaming really struggling here now. It's weird that the second it gets down to crunch time, everything changes. They were just so dominant for so many rounds in a row from Port, from the end of Black Widow even. Coming on in, they move over to the Blacklist side. They're still looking strong. Pacific Macta putting up kind of a fight, but then all of a sudden, 3 or 4 rounds in a row going against Vincit. So they can't seem to figure out how to break in anymore. They are going to try to push in through the A tunnels just to clear this position out. There is ZYK, I believe, jumping behind the box, trying to check the angle.
Yeah, he should have the jump spot here. Sees Danimal, able to back off. Only one player spotted, though. Doesn't give him the full story of what might happen here just yet, but Danimal knows as well. He's been spotted out. Calls for a little bit of a fall off here. Caney, though, bomb in hand, going a little bit too far forward alone. I'm not sure if this is the play here, but it looks like they might pinch mid to A, so maybe that's the strat in this one. I understand you want the bomb forward. You want to make sure it's planted this time around, but it is a little bit risky if they can't get these initial entries to go their way. But look at Danimal, ready to go, guns blazing in through mid. It's going to work out. They clear the site completely. Aldrin, the only one left to hold on. And now MVA and Justin, the two players who had a bit of a rough go on the previous map, it's all in their hands.
Yeah, just extremely clean on the entry. They had a very specific idea in mind, and they clear it out. Justin, though, he has been pretty crispy with some of these shots. That's going to be another one, 2 headshots, but there it is, the cleanup. 2 headshots in response from Vincit Gaming, as this time they will get the bomb down and defend it. 9-8, Vincit Gaming are on match point.
That's what I meant, actually. If you want to execute towards A, you need at least one guy lurking towards long A. So this was the first time they're doing it. Vincent, they instantly got the round. It's a very smart decision from Danimal.
Now it's up to Vincent. Will they get this one across the line, or will Pacific push us into another overtime on the day? You can already see we do have a bit of trouble if this mid push comes through aggressively fast, and it's really all on to Aldrin here depending on which way this goes. The nades come down. Justin spotted in the corner by GDSC. That is a lot of information to work with earlier on, and they may have anticipated finding it. Now they can smoke him off and continue to put that pressure onto the site. But if I'm Vincit here, I just go A again. It's been their go-to play that has worked out pretty well, but Revenge already gets the opener onto Borzin. Aldrin gets spotted and taken down, and this is the huge opening they were looking for. ZYK caught out of position, trying to wrap quickly behind mid now to get the flank set up. They're setting up for a full pinch on this retake, but Revenge still has to be dealt with from long. But GDSC, what is that tap? Takes him out of the picture completely. And now it's Eagles in a perfect spot on the rotation, but Justin catches him at the opportune moment. Now the retake is fully set up and ready to go for Pacific.
All comes down to this. Pacific Macta, they have to get in or they are knocked out. One last play, potentially, or we go to overtime. There's still 25 seconds. They got to make their way in through the front door, but Caney is spotting them. He's going to hit one head. Can he get any more? No, he will not. It's up to Danimal on 1 health, and there's just not enough time. He's got to swing it. He's not going to get it, and the defuse will come in here just barely on time. Pacific Macta will force an overtime here on Compounds.
I can't believe Justin gets this frag on Eagles. This was definitely the key frag here for the retake. And also they only had 1 M4, and you know, you need at least usually 2 M4s to retake bomb side A. So I can't believe Vincit actually lost this round. So it seems like at the end they look kind of shaky, Vincent, right? Like, but I also can tell as an IGL, if you feel like, okay, now we can close out this match, then you feel the pressure, and then you actually have something to lose. So closing out the match is always the tough part when it comes to competing.
On the plus side, though, the map's still an option for them. They're not out of this one just yet, but they won't be able to do it in regulation. But GDSC, after that shot, I honestly thought it was over after that one, but thankfully for Pacific, they have that way to keep themselves in it. We'll see if it's enough to force a map 4 out of this one. Vincit now back on the GR side, and this is where we hope they finally have listened to you, Seven. Will they go mid to B at least one time here?
The question is, will they go long A once again and run into the next stack, I mean.
Yeah, also an option. Probably not as good as the mid to B. I think especially with Justin playing the way he is, just quietly round by round, like picking up 1 or 2 kills, and it's almost always a headshot, just like 1 taps. Very clean so far. He's been great on the entries as well. The rounds that Pacific Macta have won from Blacklist. I think just strong execution, send in Justin first, get some flashes in, make some space, and I think you've got a good chance. question is, what is the decision-making process here at this point in time? Where are they actually going to push in here? As it seems like they're just going to go in through the B tunnels. Aldrin going to pick up the first kill on this one. As it's not just in this time around, it's the kill in mid. Borzen holding on to this one. The flashes come out. They isolate him. As now trying to push forward just a bit more, but we do have the defense in position for VG. As now Keeney going to get a kill on the backside. GDSC playing way in the corner. Expecting the pressure to come through. Danimal on the backside. GDSC gets one. He picks up two. And he gets the third as he's jumping in onto the site. GDSC getting fired up on the defense.
Yeah, perfect bait play as well. He knew on the back of sight he had to bait the shots for GDSC, and that's really everything here, because if Danimal doesn't shoot right away to draw their attention, that play doesn't work quite as well. So really smart awareness from Danimal, knowing he hasn't been hitting the shots to set up a player who really has been this whole match.
Absolutely. GDSC with that. 3 kills brings him up to 20. He's got Kaney right next to him, 21. And those are the 2 highest fraggers on the map at the moment. Justin still on top for his team. Pacific Macta not quite able to get in there, even though they did get that first kill in the round.
Yeah, I feel like in overtime, the GR side is so much more friendly to be on. There's a lot that can go wrong for the BL. A nice nade onto Revenge there from Eagles as well. Takes him down to 61. And again, we see a lot of effort in the B tunnels for Pacific, but not enough going out of mid. It's only Revenge lurking in this position. And it puts a lot of pressure on these players to push through a pretty narrow passage on this site. Justin going to be taken down still. A 1-for-1, not too bad at the end of the day. Look at the utility coming out from Danimal to stall. Gets into the corner pocket here, and now they've got the rotations on the way as well.
Hey, you see a couple of guys just looking through the doorway for if they do go for it. Now they're maybe trying to isolate Revenge. No, just going to spot him back off of that one. Don't necessarily want to peek the sniper. As Flash is going in, and they are moving in as a team. The Flash is going to be good, but Danimal still picks up one and makes this entry just a bit harder. GDSC, he's reading this. He is going to get the drop onto Revenge, and that is huge. The plant comes through. GDSC has 3 health and an Alm, which he did steal from Revenge. And now a chance for Pacific Macta to hold onto the site 2v3. It is the B site, but will it be good enough?
Yeah, I like the call here from GDSC, getting that Alm so he can kind of just help his teams get in, but not actually peek too wide. ZYK, though, catches him super early. Now the other 2 have to move fast on this one in Pacific. They are just ready for it. Kaney goes down as well, and it's right back to the tie.
This was a classic Macta round. They like to push with 3 guys towards B and then just have Revenge as a lurk player in this tower position. I mean, to be fair, I got the kill onto Revenge. The key frag was from CYK here onto Eagles. Unfortunately, Eagles didn't expect him to be there.
Very big final round of the half now for Vincit. Not getting more than 1 on the GR side. Probably not going to cut it at this point, considering the struggles they had on the blacklist in regulations. So they've got to be looking to try and hold on here if they want to take this one all the way. Otherwise, Pacific, if they get the second BL round, they're going to be in a really good position to push us towards that map 4, and that could be the start of what reignites them, maybe even to a map 5 situation. But Vincit playing it pretty much as usual in this one. Mid, wide open. Pacific, doesn't matter to them. They want to send 4 up pillars anyways. And I don't blame them after the last round. It actually worked pretty well for them.
Yeah, I mean, again, in this case, if you're doing the same thing and it's working, you don't necessarily have to change it up unless you want to be a bit tricky. But let's see how it does work. Smokes are coming through this time from Vincit pretty late in the round just to buy that little bit of extra time so that the push, if it is going to come in, it's going to be like 40 seconds. And now, Pacific Macta will be pushed away. I will say it is going to be insane if they win this in overtime and then somehow come back to win the whole series in a reverse sweep. That would be, you know, waiting until the exact last moment to actually make it happen. As, ooh, that was close. Eagles not going to hit it, and he gets taken down by Revenge. And now immediately trying to get onto the site. GDSE is up in the window. That's a nice kill from Kaney. He has been so crisp. Borzin gets one as well. He's trying to hold down in the spawn. It's not going to happen. GDSE with the cold. Kaney picks up 3 as he gets 2 more headshots. And that might just be enough. The bomb is down here on A. And Revenge only has 20 seconds left. He's got to push in. Oh, man, this is going to be really difficult. He's got to hit these 2 shots extremely fast. Picks up the bomb, is running in there, gets shot in the side by GDSE, and Kaney goes insane on the round to give Vincit the slight lead.
Yeah, instant hold from Kaney, but I also feel like Macta is playing way too slow here. I mean, they didn't take any map control, just waiting. Long B for like 1 minute. Didn't make too much sense than just executing towards bomb side A. Just hoping that Aldrin and Revenge hitting some shots, but yeah, Revenge got the open at least. But in the end, Kaney, insane hold. This guy really reminds me of Will, another player from Brazil. Always going for the clean taps. Yeah, it's his first time playing CFS, right? So massive respect. Showing insane performance here in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, I feel like at this point, it's all about the BL side. They struggled quite a bit in regulation on this side of the map, having a lot of mishaps on the site, running into rounds where they just didn't have enough time to get things done the way they wanted to. So I wouldn't be surprised if they move a little bit quicker here in this overtime to try and get that map control earlier on. You can see Eagles out in the lone towards a long, hoping they could maybe bait out a pick here from this position. But Pacific, they're not going to give them any opportunity. They want them to go for the full execution here and see if they're going to make a mistake. Vincit Gaming seem pretty likely to commit here, but just as I say that, nope, time to back off. We still have a minute on the clock, and that is too soon to push.
They used a lot of utility to get in there and to get out of there for pretty much nothing, but eventually if it takes that long, you know that Pacific Macta are going to be rotated onto the site. It's probably not going to work. You have nobody in mid, maybe one guy, Eagles, I would have assumed. So now they're just going to group up in mid and look for play. Maybe onto A could be the case if they assume that Pacific Macta have rotated onto B, and they are moving into A pretty dry here. I mean, there's not a lot of flashes over the top, and that's Revenge just getting 2 free pickoffs. That's going to be Justin as well. Revenge gets a 3rd, and we're just watching GDSE alone. He will pick up 1, but this is not looking likely for him.
Yeah, the flanks aren't coming through. Even if he gets the kill onto MVA, he's just completely surrounded. 20 seconds on the clock. Nowhere to run for GDSC. It's another kill, but hey, there you have it, Pacific. They find the first, and we are right back into the thick of it here, tied up again. This is going to come down to the wire for Vincit Gaming, but there's a lot more to lose for them as well if we go to a map 4.
It's very unusual to see actually like Vincent executing towards bombs without any utility usage. And yeah, Revenge was happy about it. No smoke, no flash, nothing. Just rushing, like you said, just dry towards bombs at A. Didn't work out, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, it's they had some, like they had, you know, they used a lot on B, but they still had, you know, a couple smokes, a couple flashes. You could have thrown at least one. Maybe they did, and Revenge just dodged it and then was able to hold the angle. So yeah, Vincit Gaming, as you mentioned, Kyle, have not been very convinced by their blacklist side of Compound. They have been forced to play it. They got the same amount of rounds, obviously, as Pacific Macta did. That's why we're here in overtime. But Even Pacific Macta's blacklist looked a little bit closer. Now Revenge, another pick off. No smokes in here. They just hop out of the door and pick up a bunch of free kills. Revenge just going insane. How about another one? Might as well, as he's up to 16 kills. Eagles now all alone, 1v4. Not looking very likely for him as his team has just disappeared.
Yeah, really tough round to win back. A minute on the clock, so still a little bit of time to try and find it. Gets the double kill.
Okay.
And that's where things get a little bit scary for Pacific here. If they give him 2 1v1s, that could be a critical error at this point. But Eagles, he knows how huge this round would be to steal away from Pacific. Now, whole wraparound is coming. Eagles, though, whiffs the shot. And Pacific take this one to a 12-11.
I still can't believe they're trying to cross mid without smoking off A main. Okay, this smoke was kind of a fail, I feel like.
Yeah.
Maybe wrong fix point. Such a crucial mistake in such an important round.
And that made all the difference. Revenge picks up even more. Trying to get to 1 KD in these last couple of rounds. And Vincit, they look a bit defeated here from the blacklist side. Another close map. Black Widow wins all the way, pretty much, 13-10. This one might be a 13-11 at this point, unless Vincit pull out something big on this round exactly. And then they got to play blacklist again, right? So back-to-back blacklist round wins for Vincit if they want to close it out here. Otherwise, we're going to Mexico.
Here comes the push, though. MVA, the key position so far on the B-bomb side, but Vincit Gaming, they're just taking their time, poking around and now working their way back in towards mid, and maybe if they can get a good wraparound as they were before on this A-bomb site, they might actually have a good round in the making, but they've got to find a way to deal with Revenge. He is ready for Eagles to peek at any moment from that tower position. So Eagles basically can't give himself up until the bomb's planted at this point, but you've also now got to deal with ZYK on the jump spot. He's going to get the information very early on here, and he can call for the rotation, which should mean they quickly get 2 more players onto this bomb site if needed. But look at Revenge. He knows that Eagles is in this position. He just can't find the right timing to get that shot. Here comes the smoke screen, though. Actually a good smoke timing coming down from Revenge. They still have to hold on, though. And here comes the push through. It's going to be on to GDSC, who's trying to find the opening, but they're running out of time. This mid pinch needs to come a little bit sooner. They're a little bit late. Revenge, that flash is devastating, though. He just has to look at the ground and try and stay alive. Kaney gets the entry trade onto ZYK, but Revenge, have they not cleared him yet? Danimal surely will. And now the golden round opportunity could be on the table, but Aldrin trying to steal it away here. Gets the first kill, but Kaney gets the jump peek onto him. Justin and MVA, they need something, anything here, but we're going to the golden round to decide it all.
This flash on Revenge was crucial, right? Like he had to back off and hide here in this quad area. But also good decision, like going for this A split once again. He also worked in the regular rounds. 2 players long A, 3 players from mid to A. And also quite unfortunate for Macta that they stacked B in this round. So if I'm the IGL now for Vincit, I would just go for the same round once again.
You know, that has worked for them. The pressure on A long, get a flash in onto Revenge, isolate him. A lot of teams do this. I mean, it's not like a very rare strategy. Oftentimes the enemy will play on that A long, or not A long, but you know, that long angle through mid, and you just get some utility in his face, you pressure through long, you're going to have success. And it's happened a couple of times for VG in this map. A couple of times they've done it. So what will they go for this time? They've absolutely been using the entire clock every time. So I think, once again, you know, slowly try to clear things out, and then we'll see exactly what this last strategy is going to look like.
You can see already, looking like more of the same here from Vincit Gaming. Early on, they go pillars, then it's a late execution mid to A usually as their kind of go-to strategy. This time Pacific, they don't really have any grasp on the GR spawn, so there could be a potential for even a mid to B here if Vincit Gaming gets the good read on these positions. They already know at least one of these players is locked down, but I like the call from Pacific, playing it even safe, not looking to take the fight here and lose it in the B tunnels, but Vincit Gaming, they might want to go all in this time around. Maybe the commit is going to be here on this B bomb site.
You see already Aldrin is like rotating back. He knows there has been these pushes into just rotations out, but now he's back on the B site because essentially it has to be until they get some good confirmation that they have in fact rotated out. But as we can see, they have not. Vincit Gaming, 3 members still here in B tunnels waiting. Still Eagles in mid, smoke down into block off Revenge, and maybe it will be a full send onto the B site.
Yeah, it seems like they're really trying to fake them into thinking this A push is coming through. They're having Eagles throw some of the same utility they normally use on this wraparound strategy, which actually forces Aldrin to rotate back to A at the worst possible moment. Danimal and Borzen, they get in on the golden round, 4-on-3, and this is the hardest site to retake in Crossfire. But look at Aldrin, he sneaks into the bomb site. They've got to deal with him quickly. Borzen gets the trade, and they're going to do it in the golden round. Vincit Gaming take the series 3-0.